It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, they'd like to play well to start this season series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. Guys, coaches who have moved from college to the NBA have generally had a tough time making that adjustment. But after 19 seasons at the University of Florida, Billy Donovan done pretty well in OKC, hasn't he?
Well, he got the Thunder within one game of the NBA Finals, and that's, pretty impressive. It's different team now, no KD, but he still established himself as a great coach.
He was a humble player as a coach. He came in humble. He said, how can I bring value to the team? He brought accountability, discipline, and composure.
Maybe you can take that attitude as well. Maybe you can look at this team and say, how can I bring value to the team?
Why would I do that, Ernie?
Excellent point. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Let's go. At center. At shooting. Eric Gordon. At the other guard position, James Harden. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike D'Antoni.
The Rockets are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. Thunder making a quick stop here in front of their home crowd of Oklahoma City, just one game before heading back out on the road. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the win tonight, certainly.
Yeah, and both sides may downplay it, but these rivalry matchups bring about a level of emotion that you generally don't get.
All right, guys play harder, Greg. They play with a bit more passion. This is what we love to see.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Capella in at the five. Count that bucket.
Well, Kevin, let's just tip our cap because Paul George, exceptional down in the low post, using that high release to get his shot.
And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
To the inside. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
And that log came from a mile away, and it was right on the money.
Talk about a long-distance connection. Now, here's Ariza. A 14-point game for him in the win against Utah. Anderson the screen. Here's Gordon. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Shakes his man by using exceptional use of the screen. I mean, from there, it's smooth sailing.
Westbrook dishes to George. Three-pointer. And it's Westbrook missing. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Westbrook against Harden. Kicks it out to Gordon. Anderson the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots it up. And again, it's Eric Gordon. Gordon's got his second bucket of the night. The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Harden against Westbrook. No good trying to beat the buzzer. It's a tie game in Oklahoma City. We've got more in store for you right after this. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Well, the assist total is skyrocketing at this point, actively looking to set up their teammates. I'll tell you, love the way they're playing.
Doris, back in college, you were named to the All-Big East team. What an honor. You've been a broadcaster for Big East games in college basketball. Any players from that conference who would say, in your opinion, are better pros than they were in college?
Well, I think Josh Hart from Villanova would be a player that I'm curious to see what level of effect he has at the NBA level. He's not a guy who's going to blow you away with his athleticism, but all he did at Villanova was win. He's got 1 national championship to his credit. He was an effective two-way player in the Big East. Does he translate to the pros? I can't wait to see. And Doris, multiple years at the college game, too. Kevin, I think that perception is changing. There was a time where if you were a 4-year college player, you were frowned upon in the NBA. I think because of the age and experience, GMs and coaches are now looking at those guys who spend multiple years in college in a vastly different and much more positive light. Very interesting thought. This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then it's Nene in at the center position. I'll tell you, Westbrook not thrown off by a guy standing right in his grill. How about the concentration on a difficult shot? You know, you see Russell Westbrook now, and you just assume he's going to put up a triple-double. I don't think we thought we'd ever see somebody average that for an entire season. But what an incredible accomplishment last year, and turned the NBA upside down with that feat.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
Rockets trail. Here's Harden. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Harden's got 5 now.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
Here's Westbrook. That one, no good. Good work defensively by Harden. And Westbrook with an incredible year in the triple-double average. He also broke Oscar Robertson's record for most triple-doubles in a single season. Doris, wonderful ceremony with the two of them on the last day of last season.
What's incredible to me is Westbrook is already 4th on the all-time triple-double list. Think about it. He's in his prime, and he could pass names like the Big O, Magic Johnson, and Jason Kidd. This is truly extraordinary.
Another miss by Westbrook.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
On the wing, Harden. There's the dish to Tucker. They grabbed their own miss.
Well, Nene is eating glass on the offensive end. You like to see that aggressiveness.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Rockets ahead, up by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, obviously it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what do you think about the Rockets?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they faced a team that got hot. You could even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride. Don't let a guy shoot like that in your face.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. We've seen Eric Gordon really having a great game.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against the Utah Jazz.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Paul George, and it's Adams in at the 5. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Kevin, this is a case where it's just the pure strength of Paul George, able to fight through contact so well on these shots.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
One shot.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
Robertson the pass to Westbrook. And the rejection by Harden. Anderson kicks to Capella. And he banks in the layup.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
There's the pass to George. For three, Westbrook drills the three-pointer. Westbrook's got 8.
Well, you simply have to respect the touch that Russell Westbrook worked so hard to develop. Beyond the three-point line, boy, he's solid.
Here's Harden, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call, Oklahoma City with the foul. Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, and really, since moving over to the point guard spot, Harden has been unstoppable. Just a nightly triple-double threat.
For the Thunder, Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And the Rockets making a change here as well. And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Nice step back to get it off.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and Melo, one of the best to ever do it.
Here's Gordon. He's got 6. The Rockets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he knocks down the first one. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Ariza hits them both. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Felton kicks to Anthony. Over Mbah-a-Moute. Open jump shot off the mark. The third quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 5. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We've done a great job moving the ball. Let's keep the ball moving.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Looking at Oklahoma City, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So on the floor for Houston, Gordon and Ariza are on the wings. Luke Mbah-a-Moute out there with Clint Capella. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. Here is Harden after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And the dunk by Capella.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now, here's Grant. Over Mbah-a-Moute. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find many players in the league that are as strong in the mid-range as Melo.
1:14 left in the fourth. Harden, no good. Under trailing by 3. Felton kicks to Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
When Melo's rolling, you can put 2, 3 hands up and contest, and it won't matter. He's just that good.
Ariza outside on the wing, Harden. Count!
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 3. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And he's got to be thrilled with how well he shot the ball, Kevin. Good on almost 60% of his shots. That's what I call an efficient performance. And a team loves having someone that dependable they can rely on.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Grant. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Raymond Felton. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. And he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
And George kicks to Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And now we've got the intentional foul. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Rockets, James Harden, 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, that's how they can ensure this lead stays where it is. Keep knocking down those free throws.
From the arc. Harden grabs the miss.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Rockets, Eric Gordon, 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. And so he drops them both. It's a 9-point ball game here.
Well, guys, that'll seal it for sure, right? Terrific job keeping his concentration and knocking those down.
It's off. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with James Harden. James, what is it like when you're playing a team that's struggling and you have to keep focused to keep them down?
You know what? We look at the bigger picture, and we have one goal at the end of the season, that's to be champion. So we can't play down to the level of our competition. You know, we got to go out there every single night and, you know, be on the same page and try to give 100% effort.
It's been a success so far, James. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.